There's two ways you can go on this job. My way or the highway.
Stabbings, shootings, bar fights, brawls, jail time. That was the life of actor Lawrence Tierney, on screen and off. With an impressive career in Hollywood spanning nearly 60 years, Tierney was known best for playing tough guys, mobsters, and heavies. But his off-screen antics drew more attention at times than his on-screen persona. He had a tough-as-nails reputation to match his grizzled appearance. Arrested countless times, he was in and out of jail constantly throughout his life. Even after being stabbed in a bar fight at the age of 54, that wasn't enough to keep him out of trouble. This is the story of Lawrence Tierney, one of the toughest, meanest, and most iconic actors ever to work in Hollywood.
Let's go to work.
The son of an Irish-American cop, Tierney was born in Brooklyn, New York in March 1919. He excelled at sports and was offered a college scholarship, but walked away from it to work as a laborer. After an acting coach suggested he try a career as an actor, Tierney gave it a shot, appearing in bit parts on the New York stage. Spotted by a talent scout, Tierney was offered a movie contract. He moved out to Hollywood and was cast in several small roles in RKO Productions. His breakthrough role came in 1945 when he was cast in his first lead as notorious bank robber John Dillinger.
Remember Scarface? Remember Little Caesar? The enormity of their crimes was exceeded in real life by the man you're now looking at, John Dillinger.
This led to a string of film noir crime films throughout the 1940s and 50s, cementing his tough guy image. Although lauded for his work, he resented the stereotypical heavy roles he was being offered. Tierney's rise continued when Cecil B. DeMille cast him in The Greatest Show on Earth.
You're all washed up.
We'll give a show.
Without an audience?
After this, Paramount Pictures offered him a lucrative contract. But after being arrested in a bar fight, the offer was withdrawn. Off-screen, Tierney's heavy drinking and fighting had overshadowed his career by this time.
I used to get attacked by a lot of people in bars who would see me in these heavy TV roles, motion picture roles at that time. They'd come up to you and say, you're not as tough as you are in film. With a few drinks, you don't have the discretion to walk away from them. You just say, well, you know.
Have you ever seen the movie Devil Thumbs a Ride? That could be called the Lawrence Tierney story, all right? Because it's all about, like, some nice guy who's driving down the street, and Lawrence Tierney's hitchhiking on the side of the road, and you stop to pick him up. You're having a good day, and you're a nice guy, but because you bumped into Lawrence Tierney, he's gonna ruin your life.
Tierney suffered a severe mental breakdown in 1951 when he was found disheveled in a church. He was sent to a mental hospital in Chicago to recuperate. After a string of arrests in California and New York, his off-screen antics had cost him a heavy price. His leading man days were over. Nevertheless, Tierney worked sporadically in movies and TV over the next few decades, but only in supporting roles. In between, he took all sorts of other work to support himself, including working as a bartender, a construction worker, and driving a horse-drawn carriage in Central Park. All the while, his troubles with the law continued. A glimmer of hope occurred in 1970 when he was set to star in his comeback role. John G. Avildsen hired him for his 1970 hit, Joe, but was fired right before filming after punching out a bartender for refusing to sell him any more hard liquor. Peter Boyle took over instead. His trouble with the law peaked in January 1973 when he was stabbed in a bar fight in Manhattan. By the 90s, Tierney was working steadily in supporting roles in film and TV. He was cast in an early episode of Seinfeld as Elaine's father.
Which one's supposed to be the funny guy?
Ah, he's the comedian.
It was intended for Tierney to have a recurring guest spot as this character, but his odd behavior scared off the writers and cast from working with him again.
Lawrence Tierney scared me to death.
Lawrence stole one of Jerry's knives.
He put the knives in his jacket. He thought it would be funny.
By pulling it out and going, and making the psycho sound.
He was a total nut job. Although I will say, a wonderful actor, because he's amazing in that show.
Lawrence Tierney, I think, scared the living crap out of all of us.
Around the same time, he starred in arguably one of his most recognizable roles. Quentin Tarantino cast him in his first feature film, Reservoir Dogs, as criminal boss, Joe Cabot.
Never mind what you normally would do. Just cough in your goddamn butt like everybody else. Thank you.
But filming didn't go smoothly.
If he was here right now, he would physically attack me.
Tierney caused trouble and had run-ins with several of the cast and Tarantino himself.
He also had this thing where you'd be trying to talk to him. Okay, so Lawrence, and then all of a sudden he would just start walking away. All right, right in the middle of your talking. All right, not like you know, he just started going, like you're supposed to be trailing after him. And so the Lawrence, and I get last 20 minutes, very important part of this story. And I grab him by the arm and go, Lawrence, stay here. And he shoves me. And he's just like, get your hands off me.
Tierney was again arrested during filming for firing a gun at his nephew in a drunken rage. In 2002, Tierney passed away at the age of 82. He outlived his two younger brothers, who were also actors. Despite his career being side-railed by his troubled off-screen reputation, he proved to be an outstanding actor. His movie appearances stand the test of time today.